This is the Microschool Minute, your weekly dose of microschooling news and events.
In this week's edition of the Microschool Minute, lawmakers in 6 states, Idaho, Kansas, Mississippi, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Texas, are currently considering new programs that would direct public funds to private schools. If passed, Kansas, North Dakota, and Texas would join the growing list of states with private school choice programs. Meanwhile, Georgia, New Hampshire, and Pennsylvania are already looking at ways to further expand existing programs. At the federal level, there's movement as well, with Republican majorities in both chambers. A proposed $10 billion tax credit program for private school scholarships could support these state efforts. More to come on this developing story. In South Dakota, alternative education is seeing significant growth. Since the pandemic, families like Drew Dimters have embraced homeschooling, microschools, and hybrid education models. In fact, South Dakota's alternative education enrollment has tripled over the past decade, now making up 7% of the state's school-age children. Governor Kristi Noem's proposed $4 million education savings account plan could further accelerate this trend, offering families $3,000 annually to support private school tuition or alternative education. In Arizona, Mesa Public Schools is adapting to the growing homeschool trend by expanding its Eagle Ridge Enrichment Program. With increasing numbers of families enrolling in the state's Universal Empowerment Scholarship accounts, the district has enhanced offerings for homeschoolers, providing extracurricular classes like sewing, robotics, and music. 8th grader Jade Johnson, who's been homeschooled for most of her life, enjoys the hybrid experience, attending public school for specialized classes. This program is helping Mesa Public Schools compete in an ever-evolving educational landscape, offering a flexible option for families navigating the growing school choice movement. The ongoing dispute between Governor Katie Hobbs and Superintendent of Public Instruction Tom Horne over Arizona's Empowerment Scholarship Account program is intensifying. Hobbs, in her State of the State address, expressed deep concerns about accountability with the ESA program, which has grown beyond its original intention of supporting students with special needs and military families. Hobbs criticized the program's unchecked expansion and automatic approval for expenses under $2,000, a policy backed by Horne, as contributing to widespread exploitation. This program has ballooned into a $1 billion boondoggle, Hobbs stated, calling for greater oversight and reform. Meanwhile, Hobbs is pushing for the renewal of Proposition 123, which is set to expire in July. She argues that extending it would raise wages for teachers, support staff, and promote school safety without raising taxes. She believes failing to act would be a missed opportunity to improve education funding for Arizona's children. In Wyoming, the debate over school choice is heating up with the introduction of the Wyoming Freedom Scholarship Act. Representative Ocean Andrews' House Bill 199 seeks to create a universal school voucher program, expanding on last year's effort. In 2024, lawmakers introduced a program offering up to $6,000 in state funds to income-qualified families for private school fees, pre-K tuition, or homeschool cost. However, it was limited to families earning up to 150% of the federal poverty level. Andrews' new bill would expand the program, offering up to $7,000 per family for K-12 non-public school costs starting in 2025, without income limits or pre-K inclusion. This proposal is reigniting the debate on school choice, with supporters calling for expanded access and opponents raising concerns over its impact on public schools. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee has called a late January special session to address 3 key issues: private school vouchers, immigration measures, and relief for counties hit by a hurricane. Critics argue the mix is a strategy to pressure lawmakers into supporting the voucher plan by linking it to storm aid. The voucher proposal would offer 20,000 scholarships worth $7,000 for private school tuition, with $10,000 for students from families earning up to $175,000 a year. The plan also includes students with disabilities. Critics worry private schools won't be equipped to serve these students. The program could add up to 5,000 scholarships each year, with 350 private schools eligible to participate. Texas is in the spotlight this week as Governor Greg Abbott continues to advocate for a statewide school voucher program. Bills like House Bill 1657 and House Bill 612 are gaining attention, aiming to create education savings accounts to help families cover private school tuition. While some critics are raising concerns about the misuse of public funds, Abbott's supporters believe the time for school choice in Texas has come. In Maine, the town tuitioning program, which allows students in towns without public schools to attend private institutions, is also in the spotlight. Though it benefits only 2% of Maine students, it's a strong example of the state's commitment of providing diverse educational opportunities. With National School Choice Week approaching, Maine families are pushing to expand these choices. Across the country, the school choice movement is making waves. Universal or near universal choice programs are now active in 12+ states. Mississippi is also taking incremental steps to broaden school choice options, with proposals to expand opportunities for students with disabilities and increase private school options. Advocates argue that funding should follow students, not institutions. The case for variety in education continues to grow. In Idaho, fewer than half of students have access to a charter school in their zip code. With microschools gaining traction across the country, the hope is to offer families more diverse educational choices. Arizona has led the way in expanding school choice, introducing options from classical education to specialized schools for students with unique needs. Yet long wait list and state budget questions show that there's still more work to be done in properly expanding access. In other news, an ed tech company, PowerSchool, has confirmed a data breach, potentially exposing the personal information of students and staff in an unknown number of school districts. While the company has not yet disclosed the full scope of the breach, it is working closely with affected districts in implementing new security protocols. Families and educators are urged to monitor their accounts for any suspicious activity. In a major legal development, a federal judge has ruled against the U.S. Department of Education's updated Title IX rule. The ruling means that the new regulations, which were designed to address protections against discrimination on the basis of gender, will not be enforceable. The decision has significant implications for school districts across the country, and the department is currently reviewing its next steps. Looking ahead, the South by Southwest Education Conference will be taking place in March, and educational innovators, policymakers, and advocates alike are expected to gather in Austin for discussions on the future of learning. Topics will include the rise of microschooling, alternative education models, and the ongoing debate about school choice. Expect some new announcements and collaborations to emerge as the conference kicks off. Next week, Las Vegas will play host to National School Choice Week, where thousands of families, educators, and advocates will gather to celebrate the options available to students across the nation. Events and rallies are planned throughout the city to raise awareness about the benefits of school choice and the growing momentum for more educational freedom. Keep an eye out for new partnerships and policy discussions coming out this important week. This week's Microschool Showcase highlights Off-the-Page Co-Learning, a microschool in St. Louis, Missouri. Founded by Kate Brockmeyer in 2022, the school now serves nearly 200 students from ages 4 to 17. Brockmeyer's focus on meeting the needs of homeschooling families includes a new career and technical education program for teens. If you know of a microschool that deserves a shout-out, drop a comment and let us know about the work that they're doing. Thank you for tuning in to the Microschool Minute, your weekly review of microschooling news and events. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you'd like to support us, please consider leaving a review. Until next week, happy microschooling.